Welcome to the Only One Mic podcast called Gerard, Brooklyn, Dre. Just Me is back.
What up?
That's right.
This feels right. All right, we ain't got no guests today, but we got to talk about this Sesame Street affair. Cue the music.
John right there.
Hey, listen. Is it true?
Sesame Street characters are turned gangster. That's a nice little song. They need to put some rap music in the beginning of that joint now, the way they've been acting.
Nah.
Yo, this is crazy. The babies got passed up for the high five and the hug from the what's the monster called again, Josh?
Rosita.
I keep saying Rosita. Rosita.
She new. She a newcomer.
Latin character.
Latin
character. First Latin Muppet or character on Sesame Street being racist.
Man, listen. This world, okay, let's just talk about it. Go ahead, put the case out there before I go off. I'm not going to go off. I'm going to just chill.
All right, so of course we know.
All right, you go first because I'm going to relax on this one. I got a bombshell to drop for this one.
All right, so before we get into it, of course the babies, they got dissed by the Muppet or whatever, and now you're seeing multiple cases. It's just so crazy what I said. Dude, we can't get a break, man. Muppets is racist. Muppets don't like black people. This is sad. But they got passed up during the little parade they have there at Sesame Place. I haven't been to Sesame Place in years, so I don't. It's
supposed to be like Sesame Place is supposed to be, it's supposed to be diverse. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like just like you said, Rosita is the first Latin character. You have a character with autism.
Mm-hmm. You got a wheelchair or something like that. Don't they have one in a wheelchair?
No, it's a character that deals with social anxiety. It's it's black, it's white. I believe Bert and Ernie is the gay couple that's on there. I'm not cracking jokes. We just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
We just didn't realize it when we was younger, but it is what it is.
No.
But
They was boys when we was younger. Stop that, man. They was boys, man. They was roommates, man.
They
wasn't hugging and nothing like that. They was cool, man.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they used to get a little physical altercation every now and then.
That's because it wasn't allowed back then on TV. But they bring grown men living in the house together. They represent the gay people.
Felix and Oscar
they blades,
for
man.
Years, man. They wasn't.
Don't call it blades.
They
wasn't blades, man.
They was dating the Pigeon Sisters and everything, man. It wasn't like that.
Yeah, man.
But
y'all refuse to believe it. That's like my ex-boyfriend who refused to believe that George Jefferson was gay. Y'all just started just.
I heard about that.
Racism on Sesame Street. That's what I'm talking about. It's my racism. And how this happened to these young black babies. Now
so get into it.
Did you think those kids get snubbed?
Yeah, did you think they got snubbed, or do you think this is legit?
I think that Rosita is not able to walk down the street in a parade and hug every child that got their arms out in front of her. That's what I think.
Facts.
That's what I think. If I was in a hot uniform, I'm hugging 1-2 kids, I'm gonna spin around a couple times, and I'm getting up out of there. I'm burning up. Like, for you to just point out, oh, you didn't hug my child because you racist, like, I don't know.
I mean, if I watch the video,
and it's hot at Sesame Place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's hot.
And I mean, like, I watched the video several times, like y'all did too, man. And
unfortunately, some kids just don't get touched.
It looks suspect. It suspect. But objectively speaking, we looked at that video from one angle. All right. So if you notice or you watch the video, and I encourage everybody to go back and watch it, the monster hug, and I refer to it as the monster because I'm gonna mess the name up.
Rosita.
The monster hugs, high fives the baby or something like that. The little white baby. In fact, we can't even say it's white because I saw it was a white hand. And to be quite honest with you, you got some white parents that have kids that's black. So I don't know, a mixed or whatever the case is. I don't know what the kid looked like. That's what I'm trying to say. All I saw was the high five for the white hand or whatever. The person could have been holding the kid. Then
I want to
hold on, Jess. But when you watch the video, you high five the kid, the person, but then they also did something like that, like a no sign. Then they got down to the little kids and did, just with the finger, like no. So maybe it could have been one of those things like, can you take a picture? And the monster's like, nah, whatever the case is. Or could you stop a minute or whatever? And the monster's like, no, I got to keep it pushing. Right?
Can we stop calling Rosita a monster, though?
It's Sesame Street. There are monsters and giant birds and stuff. Whatever it is.
It's a spinoff from Cookie Monster, one of them.
Yeah, whatever it is. And what happens is that, then you look and the kids looking sour in the face and everything. So now, here we are, fast forward.
I want to get to this video because I want to hear what this lawyer said.
We got videos. No. Yeah, this is something special. But we got videos now coming out the woodwork about racism at Sesame Place.
First of all, you're going to respect this man, too. He's more than a lawyer. This is more. You can tell by that suit. You respect that, man.
So all I'm saying is like, all of these, you got all these multiple videos coming out now, right?
Yeah, because there's just, I don't know. I was about to say something.
No, you say it because I'm going to say this. Again, objectively speaking, man, is that all of these videos are coming out now. We've been going to Sesame Place for years. You know what I mean? So why is all of this coming out now? Objective side. I'm not even talking about by way of tribalism. I know people want to probably beat this recording up, but I'm just saying, objectively speaking, it just came out now because this case came out now. You're seeing all these videos coming up on TikTok and YouTube.
Everybody want money. Everybody want money.
But according to the lawyer, though, Jesse said it's not about money.
Of course he's going to say that.
Of course he's going to say that. But I'm saying they're saying it's not about money.
Well, initially, I thought they weren't about suing them. So I don't even know the reason why they have an attorney. But originally, I thought their thought process was to kind of force Sesame Place into that whole diversity training bull crap. I thought that's what it was about.
But they already doing diversity training.
Yeah, I'm quite sure they're doing diversity. Everybody's doing
diversity training right now.
Matter of fact, I hate diversity training. I hate it. You know why? Because it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't actually accomplish anything. And if you sit in those meetings, and most of us that are African American, when you sit in these meetings with, your higher ups and they Caucasian, people are reluctant to say what they really want to say anyway. So it's like a waste of a meeting. And I tell you what else I hate too, them doggone multiple choice tests they want to give you about diversity and you got to complete them and all that other stupid garbage like that.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I'm just going off of my own rant.
We're going to stay right here. We're going to stay right here. We're talking about monsters discriminating against black people. So the Rosita, right, Jess? Rosita performer?
Yeah, Rosita.
Rosita said the performer did, not the creature. The performer did not intentionally ignore the girls and is devastated by the misunderstanding. This is, and she went to management right after.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, Rosita they're in a parade. Okay, so first of all, was Rosita the only one that was ignoring the kids, or was other Sesame Street characters that have ignored the kids in the videos that are coming out?
And to that I say, because I've seen a lot of videos that just had Rosita.
Oh, so Rosita got an attitude.
No, but it might not. But listen, though, it might not be the same person. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm glad to drop my bombshell.
Go on.
The person in that suit was black.
Whoa.
And I could tell by the dancing, it's either a black or Hispanic, man. No white person has no moves like that in an outfit like that. That's why that apology was like that.
Yeah, check.
That's why the apology was like that.
Look at it go. Look
at the moves. Look at the moves, Meech. It's more Latin though.
Little man right there was getting it though, right?
Look how she.
But she bumped.
Look at that.
That one suspect though. That one is suspect though, because she hugged the little blonde.
Hey, Margarita.
Look at that. But see, if you really look at Rosita was getting it when a little African American baby tried to hug her, and then she looked down. She looked down when a little white girl came over.
Yeah, that's the Spanish move right there, man. That's why that apology they gave was terrible, man. They probably was like, it's either black or Latino inside that thing and that inside that costume. That's the reason why they held off on that apology. It's like, man, how could she be racist? She's black. Well, Mexican.
The Sesame Street Workshop is the the nonprofit behind the television show, and they said that in a statement. This is in a statement. That what the children experience is unacceptable, and it has reached out to the park with a licensed partner. The park was a licensed partner. It reached out to the park that they did that, and the park is a licensed partner of the Sesame Street Workshop, and that park is actually owned and operated by SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment. So let's go ahead and get into what the attorney Lamar said. Attorney Lamar, this is.
Can you hold just a second? Hold just a second. Let's pay attention to that double-breasted rose suit he got on.
He looks like a Lamar
with the ox blood tie and the handkerchief flowering out of the pocket.
And the dude next to him looked like a Bernard.
All right,
that's the guy that does all the real work.
Now listen. He's representing the families.
Because he's about to get paid.
Both the young ladies. Now, I encourage
43 in the third.
43 in the third.
Word.
You have to respect that, man. He's already paid. What kind of man goes out and picks a rose-colored suit, man?
Stop.
He wearing red and purple, dog. He wearing red and purple.
And that's an ox blood tie.
Look at the pinstripe shirt.
Not burgundy, ox blood.
He got the glasses. He got the glasses that change color when you go outside. Like
I got the glasses that change color when you go outside.
Me too.
Yes.
Mine turned green.
I thought you were trying to get off right there.
Nah.
And let's not disrespect that sharp Caesar that he got on right there, man. It's a nice Caesar haircut he got. It's old school.
I think it's tight.
It's definitely old school. He got a low fade. Look at his beard. Nobody even does their beard like that no more. Look at it. That's like 2000. That's a 2002 shape up.
He does, and that's all that matters.
Let's go, Lamar.
Let's get it. All right, Lamar. This is what Lamar got to say. Attorney Lamar, excuse me. Let me put some respect on this man's name.
Come and play. Everything's okay. Friendly neighbors there. That's where we meet. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
Well.
He did his homework.
I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it.
This is
I don't want to do it.
Yo, how did they keep a straight? How did they keep a straight face when he said that?
And look at the mother. Look at the mother. She looks so serious, man.
They look serious. You know what? In their head, they got to be thinking about something else. They're like, I can't think of
money. I know they laughing behind
something
closed
like, yo, they
doors,
just keep a straight face.
Yo, play that again, please, because I couldn't hear it because I fell out.
Yeah, got to burn that back.
Oh boy.
Homeboy is on it. Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this.
You told these kids for years, come and play. Everything's okay.
Right.
Friendly neighbors there. That's where we meet. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
Yes, Martin Luther King. Have I heard such a prolific speech?
Prolific.
Move over Malcolm, Martin, Dick Gregory, anybody you can think of.
The brothers of Shakespeare.
Yo, he's coming across real militant.
It does not stop there. It does not stop there.
I can't do too much more. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm getting older.
Listen, don't conk out on me now, girl.
And look at my son in the back, looking like a young H. Rap Brown.
Oh, I didn't even notice that was my man. My son back there,
my son
looking like a young Fred Hampton Jr.
Hold it down. Look like you ready to go at any time. Like I wish one of you monsters act up. Go down to Sesame Street, just set it off on everybody. All right.
Then once these kids figured out how to get to Sesame Street, their families traveled for hours to get there. They paid the price of admission. They paid whatever price for your food, your clothes, your beverages, your clothes, and your toys. And they find out once they get there that everything is not okay.
I want you to take note of what this prolific black activist is going to say next.
They reach out in open arms to these friendly neighbors for what? To be dismissed? To be rejected? And to leave your park feeling inferior.
Inferior.
If you don't respect the dollars that keep you in business, we will respect our right to not continue to give them to you.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
You're right.
The time is now to do right by these families. The time is now to right these wrongs. Or, in the words of Kermit the Frog, life is like a movie. Write your own ending.
Brother.
You know, he really is quoting this Sesame Street character.
Oh, look, this nigga quoted Kermit the Frog.
He quoted Kermit the
This fool
Frog.
quoted Kermit
Never
the
in
Frog.
the history of anybody outside of kindergartners have quoted Kermit the Frog. All right, I will say this.
He used the Sesame Street opening song to their advantage. He broke it down. You not giving us anything that we paying money to go see. We tried to hug Rosita. Rosita dissed us. Get out of here. There's no friendly neighbors anywhere.
All right, first of all, let me preface this by saying we don't condone any form of racism by man, woman, beast, large creature walking down the street telling you
Yellow
ABC
bird,
and
snuffleupagus.
And I also want to say this too, just so this don't spread all over the place, that this would have never happened on the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
Never.
Would
That's why they was my favorite.
Yeah, the Muppets was gangster. They was really built for adults and not kids. Let's not forget that. Big shout out to Kermit the Frog.
And Rolf and the rest of them.
Ralph, Animal, still.
Yeah, Animal. That's
Animal
my
to
dog.
this day. So what happens is that he quoted Kermit the Frog. I can't get over that. But, you know, I don't get it.
Well, to his credit, if you're gonna go at Sesame Street, you gotta quote Kermit the Frog.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing, y'all didn't realize this though, right? Kermit told us back in the day as kids, it ain't easy being green, meaning it's not easy being a man of color.
Yeah, he said that.
That's right. That's right.
He said that.
Okay.
He said that.
All right.
Kermit's one of us.
Applaud.
The Muppets, aside from the two old dudes that sat in the balcony and yelled at everybody, the Muppets was black.
Yeah. Well, I think Miss Piggy was Puerto Rican, but I could be.
Miss Piggy
wrong.
was Puerto Rican.
Piggy was the original Cardi
But
B.
you can't tell me that chick. You can't tell me that chick from the band wasn't black. The one with the big lips and the
Electric Circus was the name of the band.
Yeah.
Was
Good
Mr.
for
Teeth?
you.
Yes.
Good for you.
At least mulatto, if not Puerto Rican, at least mulatto.
But listen, no, on a serious note though, man, before I get into the Tamika Mallory portion of this, why? I mean, what he was saying was true about, not spending your money certain places, and I dig that, man. But where's this energy when we going after real corporate America?
I would have knocked Rosita out if it was my child. Hey, Rosita, you know how much money I spent up in here? You better hug my child. I would have jumped up like Gary Coleman did.
What if Rosita put it on you right there and you went viral?
Would have been classic right there.
Oh,
Rosita working somebody out.
Rosita
working somebody
just
out.
knock you smooth out right there in the middle of Sesame Street.
Rosita ain't knocking nothing out over here. She can catch these hands. I'm telling you right now.
Lean on you while you're on the ground and say, I did this to you.
Yeah, all right.
While she tapping her pockets.
Let somebody do something to my child. I would have stopped her right there. What the mother do? What the mother do when Rosita ain't hug her child? What the mother say? She could have said, yo, Rosita, my child's standing right here. You trying to act like you don't see her?
Looking at that mother's face right there,
Let me hear what
she don't want no smoke.
Yandy? Is Yandy speaking?
That ain't Yandy.
That's Tamika Mallory.
Oh, Tamika Mallory.
Come on, man.
How you know? Yeah.
They got the same. They got the same box braids.
Yeah.
That's jacked up, y'all. Come on, Tamika.
About Sesame Place from the Smithsonian Magazine. First of all, let me just remind you that my name is Tamika Mallory, and I am one of the 4 co-founders of Until Freedom, a social justice organization.
You got that, just Tamika Mallory.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Okay.
The screen was blurry. That's why I said, is that Yandy? Because I know Yandy be doing work with them too.
Well, see, this is why I'm glad you stopped there, because I don't like the fact that they do their shout outs and all that other stuff like that. If you're there for the Sesame Street thing, what's the purpose of you explaining what your organization is and all the other stuff? It seems all of this stuff is like a PR stunt every time they do it. That's why I don't respect it.
I understand that, but I think her point of stating, you know, is just to let it be known who she is. This is why I'm talking, because this is my organization. My organization handles.
We know who everybody knows who Tamika Mallory is.
She might not be known in a lot of circles.
But even in the sense, if that's the case, just say, listen, I'm Tamika Mallory, blah 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 blah. Black Lives Matter.
If my mother was watching this. If my mother was watching this, my mother might know Tamika Mallory, but she don't know my song. We looked right at it and was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we knew. My mom not gonna be like, oh, there go my song.
Yeah, I could care less about my song, but
don't do that.
I guess he's doing some good work. I'm not saying. I'm saying in regards to this situation. I don't care. I could care less about either one of them.
He's not really gonna. I don't think he's gonna speak on this.
No, he's security. He's security.
He's not.
Yeah, what Tamika talking about? What's she talking about?
Just in case Snuffleupagus gets a big bird run up on the scene, on pop up. My son is security.
My block, chill.
Come on out of that can if you want to.
The Smithsonian Magazine
Jacked up.
says that Chester Pierce, an African-American psychiatrist and Harvard professor, helped design what he called the show's hidden curriculum.
Did y'all know that? They got a whole documentary about this on HBO.
No, I didn't know, but
I'm not watching that documentary. I'm actually watching a different documentary on the Supreme Team out of Queens, and that's more interesting to me.
Actually, I love this documentary. Yeah, let's make it.
What, the Sesame Street documentary?
Up the self-worth of Black children through the representation of positive Black images. Pierce also insisted the show present an integrated, harmonious community to challenge the marginalization of African Americans that children routinely saw on television and elsewhere in society. More history. Jackie Robinson, in fact, yesterday we celebrated his wife Rachel Robinson's 100th birthday. Jackie Robinson was one of the first to do an advertisement for Sesame Street. Nina Simone made the show's hidden curriculum explicit when she joined 4 Black children on the stoop in 1972.
That's some good history.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
My son look like he ain't paying attention. Like, she had a birthday. I ain't getting no cake.
Okay. What is the bottom line here? Like, you trying to, I understand. Listen to me. I get it. Okay. We understand. Rosita messed up. And
Rosita had a bad day, man. She's trying to get out that costume. I'm tired of them kids, man.
Nah. The Puerto Rican that sat behind me at my job is the reason why I'm not there too. So I'm gonna tell you. I'm joking. But yo, for real, Rosita, bad day or not, okay? Bad day or not. I'm just saying, like, they really breaking down the history of how cultural, how do you say the word? Culturally diverse the show is. That's cool. Yes, integration is important. All of that. Yes, it's been going on for a very long time. Unfortunately, Sesame Street, a lot of kids never got there. So we still getting shot in these streets. And the bottom line is, this is all about money.
Hold that fact right there. Hold that fact, because that's exactly what we was talking about behind the scenes.
That's what I'm saying.
We've done several shows, and I always say this in these shows, man, is that we take up more space dealing with stuff that has no significance. I'll put it to you like this: all due respect to this baby and everything that, you know, got this by this monster and everything. It sounds bad. It don't mean to come out like that, but you know, it is what it is. If this baby can't deal with this, can you imagine the stuff you're going to deal with as you get older, man? When you're dealing with actual real monsters, people, you know what I mean?
You know,
so it's like why they don't.
But I think we should bring light on the situation, because I think looking at initially, I was like, this is worthless, but it does look like she kind of like, it does look like it kind of snubbed the child a little bit, you know what I mean? But my point is, I think it's good to bring some awareness to it, but on the same token, like I said, I think there's bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, there's babies,
you know what I mean? Like, and especially, I think the problem is not that they're bringing awareness to it. It's like people are sitting there looking back and say, what do y'all do when cops are not shooting black people?
When black people
this is my point, yo.
What are y'all doing? You know what I mean? Like, y'all really want to help the community out, and you have like these huge teams of people and in droves. Why don't y'all go down there? What is it? O Block in Chicago, and just set up and do something out there. You know, keep a rally going out there and apply pressure to these streets in different areas.
USA, you can march through the streets of Harlem, Brooklyn, Philly. You know what I mean? Or any city USA. If you turn on the news right now, you know, unfortunately, there's kids this child's age that are actually getting shot. You understand? And it's not by police. You know what I mean? So I think the fight should be taken to, you know what I mean? Not saying that you kind of like put it all to this racism or whatever to the side. You don't do that. And it's right. We make fun of this right now. We're making light of it. But the truth is that it is something that needs to be addressed. If not, we wouldn't be talking about it today. But
I just don't think this is a Black Lives Matter
moment. No.
Moment. You know what I mean? I think this is something that the mom could have easily got an attorney, and they could have brought some attention to it. Maybe they could have even from the behind the scenes, Black Lives Matter could have did some things, to assist her in going where she needed to go. But you know what I mean?
She's not repping Black Lives Matter. That's why
whatever.
That's why she stated her organization. Nobody said nothing about Black Lives Matter.
I apologize. Whatever the organizations that she's with right now.
But I mean,
let's keep Black Lives Matter out of it. I have things to say about them too.
But in the same vein,
that's what I see her as.
Yeah, not the organization, but in terms of this Black Child Lives
the movement
matter. In terms of, you know, racism and things like that. But you know what I find interesting is also let the child speak. How did the child feel about it?
Because that's what I'm saying. Nobody heard. I mean, well, first of all, I don't think you want to do that because again, you want to put the child out there like that.
The baby's right here at the press conference. She's sitting in the front row.
Yeah, but they don't want to. They don't put kids under pressure like that.
Not like that. Not like that. That's too much for the baby. But does the mother speak? Can I hear what the mother says?
For little children, they should not have to experience such hurt and embarrassment from a character who's supposed to bring joy. So now, in the future, who knows if they would want to be acceptable to be acknowledged by a character, or who knows what trigger points this might have for them in the future.
Is she suffering economic punishment now?
Yes. I was sad, I was pissed, and immediately just go into defense mode. Because your first thing as a parent is you want to defend your child and you want to protect their innocence.
Yeah. Yes, I did. No. Yes, we have been contacted. I did tell you yesterday that number was probably about 10, 11 families. I'll tell you today my office has probably received upwards of 25 to 30 different contacts by families with footage spanning years with various characters.
Yeah.
But to be honest with the situation, we joking and whatever. But at the end of the day, I think they should have brought light to it. But the other thing is that too is Sesame Place could have actually straightened out the problem. They should have gave like a immediate
free pass for next year to just come back whenever you want, as many times as you want.
So that's buying them off, Jess. That's what you basically saying.
No. I'm not saying buying them off, but I'm saying
talking about free passes.
No, you gotta be okay. First of all, you should be compensated anytime that you have a customer service interaction with a major company or something like that. They need to just be like, if something is done wrong, it needs to be rectified immediately.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it wasn't. So Rosita, walked.
Did you have Rosita come to your house personally?
Yo, how did Rosita? No. Because let me clear something up. Because I'm confused. So wait a minute.
I want to see Rosita's press conference.
Hold on, chill. So Rosita. Hold on, chill. So after Rosita dissed a little girl, right, and her mom had it on film. Mm-hmm. I want to know what made Rosita take off her costume and go to her bosses like, yo, I ain't mean to just a little girl. It wasn't even like that. I'm appalled.
I would love to see Rosita's press conference and her take off that thing and she be black like Clayton Bigsby or something like that.
So I don't know if are they trying to make it racial? Do you get the sense that they're trying to make it racial?
They are. Yes, that's the whole purpose of the scene. It's saying like, the ring light to racism. I guess, like you said, the various characters, the 25 different complaints and videos that he got was for the same thing, a similar racist behavior. And
I don't know.
I would like to
I don't want to talk about this.
The various characters. I know we're going to move on, but the various characters there, I'm pretty sure are all white. So, I mean, that's why I will say that they should kind of look into who these people were, what the practice of that park is as well. Like, objectively speaking, of course, you know what I mean. Like, what's the problem?
All they had to do was say something nice, and that's the problem. They should have been in it. That's why I thought maybe there's somebody of color up in that outfit, because that's the only reason I could think that they wouldn't just immediately put out something really nice and just say, "Listen, we apologize. Maybe we let that person go." Whatever they could have did to make the situation a little bit better. So I'm surprised.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna jump off this one, man. We actually had a situation come up today. Jess, was you aware that Dave Chappelle, they tried to shut down his show in Minneapolis?
Dave Chappelle?
Yes, ma'am. They were saying that it was, they said that he was at a place called First Avenue, a music venue in Minneapolis, and that, Change.org got like this big petition together to cancel his particular concert at that venue. So they ended up moving it over to the Varsity Theater. And, like Joe Rogan and everybody is saying, like, we got to push back on cancel culture. His actual quote was, you can't bow to the mob. This is from Joe Rogan about this situation. And they were saying that show, The Closer, remember when he did that stand-up, The Closer? The venue said, following that backlash for that stand-up comedy routine. So they were saying to the staff, artists, and our community, we hear you and we are sorry. We are not just a black box with people in it, and we understand First Avenue is not just a room. So they were saying like it's basically like a safe space and all that stuff. The people on Twitter started going crazy about it.
Anybody can get made fun of. He's pretty much done everything in the world to let you know that so-called he got homosexual friends and all kind of other stuff like that, and he supported homosexuals. He's doing a whole lot more than I would do. Not to say that we don't agree with hurting nobody that's homosexual or anything like that, or going around punching anybody or anything like that. But they can get made fun of just like anybody else. Where were all these people at when black people getting made fun of in these venues and stuff like that? A lot of white comedians come out to say all kind of crazy stuff in the past about black people. I watched Dean Martin and them make years of black jokes and everything like that, and everybody still praised Dean Martin and Tim Conway and them guys. You know what I mean? We still got them all on TV, and nobody has a problem with that.
They was at Sesame Street. That's where they was at.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like I watch sometimes the celebrity roast comes on TV, and all they're doing is making slavery jokes, all kinds of wild stuff. Archie Bunker is like bananas with what he says on TV, and I find it funny actually.
Well, that was made for that time, I guess. You know what I mean?
They're not allowed to. You can't even say half the stuff that Archie Bunker says or George Jefferson says.
George Jefferson said honky and
you can't say
word everything. If you're a man dressed as a woman, it's hilarious, man. It's funny, man. I mean, you can make a joke out of it, just like again, black people, man. We make jokes out of slavery. We make jokes out of our pain.
Poke fun at our
Why can't anybody else?
Everything. So I mean, I just think that with him, it's just jacked up because how long ago was the closer? Was that like a year and a half ago when that thing came out? I know Tom just started like melting together. I mean, it wasn't too long. I think it was like last year, but the thing is that you still, like for instance, I commend him on the one he put out on Netflix that he went back to his old school who, they got a petition together to not name, I think it was a certain section of the building after him or something like that.
After him, yeah.
And he still went there and talked to the kids. He's like, I don't care about the building being named. I'm still going and talk to the kids. Man, they received him with open arms.
Remember back in the day, we would watch TV and you would not see not one black person or just one black person, if that, on a soap opera, on a TV show. It was like the token black person, right? Then after a while, a couple years ago, all you started seeing was a white family with a brown baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you very rarely on TV see a black family with a white kid. You always see a white family with a black kid. But that's to show interracial. That's to show like interracial marriage and relationships, whatever. I'll tell you one thing. I just want to know why every single show that I watch, and I'm not homophobic or nothing like that, but every single show that I watch, you have to put somebody gay on there. It's like they don't get a pass.
Every show is everything. They have surpassed every ethnic group as far as representation on TV, and it's probably a very small community, as opposed to, we're talking about whole cultures. We're talking about whole cultures. There isn't an African. I'm not talking about African American. There isn't an African TV show. There isn't
not here in the States.
Puerto Rican TV show. One Mexican.
I think they got
without somebody gay on it. Without somebody gay on it.
Well, I saw an advertisement for something on AB. Was it CBS or one of the two?
I think I know what you're talking about. But I mean, in the sense that it's not that show right there. Is if it's the same thing that I'm thinking about.
The white guy goes out with the African lady or something.
The white guy, right? But it's pretty much somewhat of a white show with him dating an African woman. You know what I mean? And they got friends or whatever the case may be. But where is the whole show that's dedicated to different cultures, man? You know what I mean? And
on Netflix,
they surpassed.
Right.
You can't get nothing on primetime television. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's on
I don't even think I know a Haitian on television, or very, very rarely any Caribbean people, or I mean, it's weird. You know what I mean? Their little group has surpassed everybody.
You might not know that they're Haitian or something like that. You know what I mean?
That's the point. They should be known.
So you said they should make a central show based on that particular.
Tariq is on power.
No, but I'm saying there should be like a representation. Their whole thing of having homosexual people on TV is to let you know they're homosexual. They got their plight on there and everything like that. Boy, you might as well put Haitians on there and talk about their struggles in Haiti and everybody else's struggle who from different cultures and where they're going through. Man, me personally, I don't respect it, man. I think it's real weird that they're allowed to, jump over all of these people who have been, marginalized. Look at black people. You can't find almost a black person on every show right now. You know what I mean? I'm quite sure you can find some shows on TV where there's barely any black people, and if you see one, it's probably a stand-in or extra or something like that. It's not a part of the cast.
I watch a show right now that there's no black people on it, and it's talking about a rich, wealthy white family and it's called Secession, and the show is the bomb. And I don't even take offense that there's nobody black on that show, and I haven't even really seen no black extras. It's not one show that doesn't have somebody gay on it, because the brother on Secession is queer.
And God forbid if you should make it through watching the TV show, then you got to watch the commercials. All the commercials is filled up with gay ads and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Gay medicine. You see the gay medicine?
Yeah.
I'm not cracking a joke. I'm just saying, like, to me, it is just a bit much.
Every African American in the world should be ticked off. Every Hispanic person in the world should be ticked off. These are people that have been fighting for all kinds of different things, like rights
Equality.
and stuff like that. And to have them just like jump over everybody,
right?
In the last couple of years, even in going, talking about like the school system and stuff like that, where as far as like, for years, African American people have been subject to this colonial slavery school system, and you can't, implement these new books and stuff like that to children, to implement some sort of African American history in school. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
We need to talk about the stuff that happened in Minneapolis.
Was Tekel?
You want to touch on that?
Yeah. Why not? Before we go, woman was cooking dinner for her kids, and several shots was fired through her home while she was cooking. Apparently, must have had some issues with mental health. The standoff was pretty long, and they ended up shooting the kids. So Black Lives Matter came to the neighborhood, started marching, and this woman whose house was shot up came up and confronted the Black Lives Matter movement by asking them, "What are you marching for? This guy just shot up my house." You know what I mean? And she's a woman of mixed race. So she said, "I'm a woman of color," and she asked this question, which I'm opposed to y'all. If, she got shot, would y'all be out here marching for me and my kids?
Yo, that lady was absolutely in the right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely in the right. Well, unfortunately, as I stated plenty of times on this show, and probably in conversation with you both, there are not enough services or establishments that there are not enough services, I'll say, that gear and are catered towards people with mental health issues. Our country tends to spend money on other countries before we take care of our own. There's homelessness and there's mental health issues, and there's a big problem in our country in every single state. In every state. So now you got this guy running around in the street. He's having a mental breakdown, and but that lady is right. I'm in here cooking for my kids, and these bullets come through my house, and now you don't want to walk down the street and say Black Lives Matter? Now, do I feel as though that the police need to kill everybody, like, that has like because a lot of people have gotten killed with like just a knife in their hand, but they have mental health issues, but the cop says they feel threatened, so then they take their lives. That I don't agree with at all. But if somebody's standing there busting the AR-15 at me, what you gonna do? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Like the gentleman.
I don't know.
He has mental illness and probably didn't get the help that he needed a long time ago. Just like that little boy that shot up that school. What is it? Uvalde. Yeah. Pardon me for not pronouncing it correctly, but just like that boy had mental health issues. Do I think it's right? I seen a clip the other day. Somebody ran up on his mother and was like, "Oh, your son is sick." I felt bad for that lady. She said, "I know my son had mental health issues. I'm sorry for what he did." But should that lady have to suffer? No. It's messed up. It's messed up. This country's messed up, man. This country's messed up. And
the only thing is, I didn't see the footage of him actually getting shot, so I don't know if that was all in the right situation.
You're talking about Tekel Sundberg, the guy in Minnesota?
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know if they could have been a better way to get him up out of there. No, but again, at the end of the day, I mean, if you're pointing a firearm at a police officer, it is what it is.
Listen, maybe we need to look at Minnesota as a whole. So a lot of stuff popping off up there that has to do with cops and shootings, and wasn't that where everything happened with George Floyd? Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Maybe Minnesota's the problem. Well, sorry to any Minnesota listeners, but sometimes the state is the problem. Remember when New York State still has a problem, but remember New York State Police Department was one of the most notorious. You talk about that. When you talk about police, three states pop up regularly. That's New York, that's California, because they talk about LA police, and they talk about New Jersey police being terrible too.
Corruption, yeah. Philly too.
Yeah,
But
I'm saying,
like I said, I mean, if he did wrong, it is what it is. I
right.
didn't see the footage of how he got shot, so I don't want to speak on that. But at the end of the day, I'm always a person. Again, I don't believe nobody. I don't want nobody to get killed. But at the end of the day, listen, you pointing firearms at a police officer, and nobody want to, ain't nobody going to hear what you got to say. You know what I mean? That's it.
That's facts. Here's the footage from Minneapolis, Fox 9, Minneapolis.
Went through my door to the pillar to the kitchen. I was cooking food for my kids. He's dead now, so that can't happen. It shouldn't. No, it doesn't matter. He shouldn't have been dead. Y'all should have came and helped him when he was alive.
See, that's important. That's important what she said right there. You got to do a preemptive strike, man. And maybe I could be wrong in saying this.
That's what I'm saying.
You do a
should
preemptive
help
strike.
people with mental health issues while you have an opportunity.
Right.
You don't wait until they get shot up to be like, she's absolutely, 100%. I'm behind that lady, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
but then the crazy thing is that these people come along, like the Black Lives Matter people and a different organization will come through and they'll say, you know what, he had mental health issues and the police should have, handled it with kid gloves. Let me tell you something. I don't care who you are. When that gun is pointed at you, you're going to react to that person just like this, just as powerful as you are. You know what I mean? So
and it's
that's
not
how
like you're really just talking. You're not really just talking about this story, but in general. I mean, going back to the whole thing with the Sesame Street thing, all of these things should be brought to light. They should be brought to light, and it's not to, just look at it and say, just people acting up. But we got a lot of people who are actually getting killed, like us as African Americans, man. We out here killing each other left and right. These kids committing murders and stuff, 10, 11 years old, 14, 15, shooting each other like this is nothing. And you see a lot of these. I mean, hold on one second, man. You see like a lot of these prominent attorneys, and you see these organizations rally, and not to just pick on Black Lives Matter because there's more than one organization, but it's just like you see these guys rally. You see all of these celebrities make these statements about, it was wrong for racism in Sesame Place, but when it comes down to this kid just getting shot in Philly, it's like, shh, we ain't gonna talk about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they desensitized and they really don't care.
Right, but is the devil only just white? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so you got to look at it like that. Like, say, what do you say to the kid that's out there that's actually, picking up a cone like in Philadelphia and beating a 70-something-year-old man to death? You know what I mean? What do you say to that? Where's the preemptive strike in that? What's going on in Harlem? Where the 14-year-old kid the other day from Jersey got killed in Harlem?
Where in the world, if you can put hundreds of thousands of people together to shut down the LA traffic and stuff like that, you should be able to walk right down there in Harlem and put as many people in the middle of the street and, call a strike in Harlem or something like that, where you just stay on the street and have people just coming out every day until a point where, maybe the drug dealers and them say, listen, this ain't good no more. You know what I mean? Maybe the people that's shooting it out over there say, well, this ain't good no more. You know what I mean? Bring awareness to these gang bangers and all the other stuff like that. You want to get online, you want to post up your gang and, you telling people you shooting people and all the other stuff. It's maybe, all right, well, let's get up on top of them. Just how y'all run up on these politicians, y'all need to run up on these gangbangers the same way.
Yeah,
you should do it the same way. Y'all got the muscle, y'all got the police department behind you. That's how y'all should do it.
Yeah, and I mean that's what it is. It's like if you get together, that's why I respect a lot of activists and stuff that's on a local level that you might see on your local news. That's not doing press conferences and things like that. These people are out here all night long. I know in Philly for a fact, they have a few organizations that stay outside all night long just to prevent violence. And they're regular people like me and you. They don't have to do this. They got families and stuff. And I've seen like reports where they followed them and like these people literally stay up all night and stop different issues. They have a older sister out there in Harlem. When things pop off, I think it was in Harlem or Brooklyn, one of the two. But they actually called this sister to get her people, which were a lot of people who were ex-cons and things together, to come out and curb gang violence. The cops actually called her. That's pretty
dope. That's dope.
Yeah, the cops call her. You can look her up, and I encourage everybody to do it. Her name escapes me at the moment. Please forgive me. But if you look it up, she has a whole organization that she does on a street level for this. Whereas if you can get, a bunch of people to sit in front of the Capitol or whatever the case is, you know what I mean? Why not have organizations that get together and go from state to state to state and just make it uncomfortable for these things
we could
to
police
happen?
Police our own.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You want to save these babies?
Right.
That's where it starts. All right, so we're going to get ready to wrap. But I just want to say, going back to the earlier story, this would have never happened on the electric company. Just want to make that clear.
Electric company, Rita and Rainbow, the Muppets.
Billy Joe
Or the original crew with Bob and Maria. And what was the big head black brother, Dexter, or whatever his name is?
I forgot his name.
So listen, who was it? It was Billy Joe Jive and the Bloodhound Gang. Remember the Bloodhound Gang?
Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah. So that's what it is, y'all. So just please, give the monsters a break for a minute. Give the
man, poor Rosita.
Oh, that's messed up. All right, listen up. We just wrap this real quick. The Only One Mic podcast can be found on all the major platforms that you stream your podcast on. Also, you can catch us on Instagram and Twitter at the Only One Mic. I think it's Only One Mic P1. Only One Mic P1 on Instagram and Twitter. Email us at the Only One Mic the Only One Mic podcast. Only One Mic podcast at gmail.com. I'm messing up today, guys. So my mind is a little bit off right now.
Yeah, you're messing up a little bit.
Yeah. So, you guys can catch us, but I do know this much. Speak your truth quietly and clearly and listen to others, even adult and ignorant, because they too have their story to tell. Thank you, everybody.
Hey.
What?
You never ever ran from the Ku Klux Klan.
And I shouldn't have to run from a black man or a monster.
That's right.
Peace.
Peace.